They say this town rocks. Oh, the cops are going to want to talk to the guy. You know, something when the incident happens, y'all should get everybody together and just have, like, you know, a consensus on the incident. You know what I mean? About, you know what I mean? Really.
The consensus was last night. There were some people, hobos, making a little bit of noise and come flying out of the tent and threatening to kill them and kick them in the ass.
Yeah.
Wow. Woke up half the camp. Okay?
Wow. Right.
Said, that could have been a separate incident, kind of a bad night, 3 in the morning.
Right.
Bad situation, you know. Tonight, another one. And then what? Tomorrow night.
I wanted to do a report back, y'all. Can I give a report back, please?
Yeah, no, we don't need that.
I want to give a report back. I just talked to the officer. So, they are not, they have made a decision at the sergeant level for their staff that they are not going to separate out campers from like Occupy Asheville campers and other campers. The only thing they're going to respond to is if there is a breach of the law. Now I asked them, I said, we have a permit for the space. And so, but they're not honoring our permit as we have this space. And I asked them a question, I said, well, if this was an event, and someone was disrupting the event, would you be able to do something? And he said, well, yeah, but we're not seeing you as an event. And I said, is that a decision that you, as a department, have made? He said, yes. At the sergeant level, they are not viewing us as any sort of event. They're viewing us as a camp, as like a homeless camp.
Yes, and that's what they've been putting on the street. Anybody they catch out, they say, hey, you can go down under the bridge on Lexington.
Well, they should read these agreements, and if they do not agree,
So, that is a...
Then they should respect
that is a strategic decision on their part.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So we need to understand why they're making that choice. And so what he did say is if there is like an assault or that sort of thing, we can call them. But understand that they're not wanting to come down here. They want there to be problems.
Yeah, they want trouble.
So we have to figure out how we're going to handle it. And they know that. People coming in to cause trouble know that.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a safe haven for them to do what they want.
Yeah.
Well, can't you at the door say to people in every single tent?
Well, we're going to have a compound.
That they set up their tent in here, they agree to these agreements, they violate these agreements, they undo their tent, and they go.
And you can have a quick assembly of the people that are here and decide that right then when it happens. You can just say, everybody, we need, your voices get over here, and everybody, boom, do it. Eject them if it's, because we got to follow the rules if we're going to have these rules.
Yeah, we see the aspect of the children and the women because of what's going on right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't want to bring my daughter into this either. He's 11. Should I be? I can go do that. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, you might be right. Let's go see what the cops are talking about over here. I'm also parked illegally, so I don't know what's going on.
But you don't have everyone's name who is here on that permit, which allows it to be open to anyone who wants to attend the event.
Right. But if there's an individual that is clearly not part of the group because group consensus says so, which is the way that Occupy works with site consensus, that individual could be asked to leave purely on
You
that.
can ask them to leave, but there's nothing we can do to have them leave.
Okay. All right. Well, all right.
One question. If you're considering this an event, now the city protects events.
Sure.
Okay, so why can you not protect us a little bit if you're...
So we're not even getting into long on an argument.
No, that's not an argument. That's just a question. Just a question.
Okay. All that we're saying, okay, y'all have just as much right to be here as anyone else does.
Except we have a permit. Okay, go ahead.
You're not going to sit down here and be kicking all those people out because you don't want them to be here. They have just as much right to be here as y'all, okay? If he is being drunk and disorderly and trying to fight people and making y'all feel unsafe or his actions, that's against law. We're more than happy to take him to jail, okay?
Right.
You don't have to be here to enforce your... We're not bouncers, okay?
Okay.
We're not to enforce who's on the list and who's not.
Cool.
Of course. Go to the end of
I just need to know your policy, certainly. And that is a very strange policy.
More bodies than the outcome of the exhausted people who have been defending the state up until now. That's it. That's all it is. And with all the stuff, the talking officers and other things, we need, within this meeting right here, to decide how we are keeping each other safe tonight. If it has to be done tonight, to keep us safe tonight.
About this guy over here that's been an issue with everybody tonight. I got Matt came by, talked with him, tall, blonde, still bitter guy. And he was very defiant. He was just showing he cannot trust him.
Yeah, the quote was his security was a joke of the shit.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
Okay, on the left.
Cover that thing up real quick.
Wait.
This guy,
Oh. Yeah, I want it. Catch Arrow when I have a permanent lobster counter.
Right. But the point being, and last thing I'm going to say, I'm of the personal opinion that I don't have the damn answers. This is John with the Veterans for Peace. There's 14 of them. Their average age is 70, he has told me. They cannot physically defend us. Nobody is coming on a white horse. He does have experience in how to protect ourselves within a stamped environment. This is Naomi. She has years and years and years of experience serving as a mediator between police and activists in potentially violent situations, correct? And I trust her implicitly, and I am incredibly grateful. And this meeting will not be like any other meeting that we've had, because I would like these two elders to speak, and please give us some advice, because we need help. That's what I would like to see happen first. If anybody else has objections, feel free. But John and Naomi, if you could tell us your ideas, I'd be grateful. I appreciate your guys' vision.
So, Naomi, been doing this kind of work for the last 16 years of my life. I think a lot of what Ben said is true. You know that the police are essentially keeping a ledger of every time they have to come down here. They are looking for an excuse to get rid of it. So therefore, we have to protect ourselves, because we can't, the more we rely on them, the greater our chances are of being expelled. So the way I see it is, we have to find a way to deal with the people who don't want to be dealt with. That's hard, but we have to find that solution.
John?
What I would propose is right away is that they have full protection, go to every single town, do the agreement, every single town is asked whether they're going to agree with those, if they want to participate with those agreements or not. If they don't, we invite them to move over to the other side of the line.
We're having a barrier. It should have been delivered.
So, we can't wait any further. That's what I'm hearing.
Tonight, we need to know what to do if a drunk, blacked out, bleeding person attacks me for you.
We know what to do.
For you. Yeah. No, we don't.
So
That's why we're here.
the other thing that I would recommend is that we need 2 people who are sober we have 4-hour watches. Those 2 people are responsible for security on the site. For those 4 hours, you switch off and they get some sleep. 2 more people. Take water. What I'm hearing is that
just keeping an eye. If that person were to have a whistle, and if they were to blow that whistle, and everybody came out of their car, no?
Yeah, I was going to suggest something like similar.
Can we hear John's input too? And I think it's Blackboard. Nobody's dictating anything, but I've invited these people here to my living room where I was attacked last night because I would like to hear what they have to say.
Yeah. I just want to say.
I would love to hear what John said.
Hang on, man.
If we could hear what the people who came here in the middle of the night have to say, I'd be so grateful.
Let me start off by saying that our Vice President, my name is John Clifford, I'm the Veterans for Peace. Our Vice President wrote a fairly lengthy email this morning. What she recommended is that we provide Veterans for Peace, provide a peace force for the city here, for the Tent City. So I got on the horn and started talking about our group. Spoke to about 14 of them this evening. So let me tell you what some of the folks said. They asked me about how many people are here, and I said, well, the last night when I was here, we seemed to have 25 tents, and who knows, 2 to 3 people per tent, roughly. So count. You got that many people. And the fellow that I was talking to, who provided some asked the question, are any of the Veterans for Peace sleeping here? And I said, no, I don't sleep here. I just come and stay until I get tired and go home. He said, well, look, John, our recommendation, his recommendation, and we don't operate quite the way you are. We're veterans, and we basically, I'll just be frank with you, top down. That's the military way. You may not like it, but that's the way we grew up. So, bottom line is this. We want to be of service to you, but we believe that internally you need to set up a roster. Simple roster from within here. And everyone, not just some people, but everyone here needs to be part of that roster. And although you probably won't agree with our point of view on this, I will tell you that one of the things that I've heard by 4 or 5 people is, hey, if people aren't willing to protect themselves at night by being part of this roster, I'm not talking about the people who can't. I'm talking about the people who are able-bodied people. And if those people aren't willing to participate and help out, then the powers to be ought to be thinking about what do you do about that. And simply saying, well, we operate from the bottom up, in our opinion, doesn't help. What you need to really concentrate on is making a roster, having somebody who's got the roster, who's in charge of the roster, and those people on that roster ought to be moved around so that not everybody like Emma here was up for 3-4 nights in a row.
Right.
And you were up, Sarah, for a while there too.
I was.
Yeah.
There you go. And I think that's wrong. First of all, I hate to differ with Naomi. Simple little thing. I think that 4-hour stints is much too damn long. I think what you should have is a 2-hour stint. And if you start it, depending on the time you want to start, let's say we start at 11 C. And the word is out. From 11 o'clock on, it's quiet hour. So that you allow people to sleep. Last night, I don't know what the hell time the band stopped, the orchestra stopped, but there were folks who wanted to sleep, and it couldn't happen. Now I realize, just to be real clear, I know that what I'm saying to you may rub you the wrong way. So I'm perfectly willing to back away and go with the veterans. But I'm telling you that you need to respect, you need to set a time when this is quiet hour. And I don't care what does that mean yes or no?
That means yes.
I didn't know whether you were saying he's all fucked up. But anyway, so my...
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. So I remember that.
We're confused
So
when we do this.
we would like to propose, and then you can decide, obviously, a certain time that you choose, that from that point on, it's quiet hour, it's time for people to sleep. That you set up a roster, a duty roster, that's our military term, a duty roster where you determine where you just sit up, you rotate it, so that there are 2-hour blocks from 11 to 7. I think 7 is about a good time. So 11 to 7 is what, 8 hours? So you have 4 teams of 2 people each. I also suggest that you have an armband so that if the police have to be there, they know who the security is. You can rotate the armband, that's fine. Next woman gets up, here's the armband. The other thing I want to point out, and this is again more. I think I am speaking for our gang. When you're dealing with someone who is inebriated or on drugs, or for that matter, having a mental illness, I'm like Naomi. I've not had 20 years, whatever. But I am an MSW and I am a paramedic and a nurse. So, using that as a background for you, I don't think you can deal with business as usual. I don't think you can deal with those 3 elements using the paradigm that I see used to Pritchard Farthing.
Right.
I think you've got to talk about, now I'm not telling you what to do, but at least talk about the fact that when brain cells are changed, then behavior is changed. And it is not, brain cells are not amenable to the kind of sophisticated...
I call it behavior-based.
Well,
yeah, they're out of control. They're out of
fine.
control.
And I think, okay. Now, a couple of thoughts I wanted to say. I realize that our feeling, I speak because I'm part of you. I know that you bend over backwards, not to castigate anyone else. I understand that. But I will tell you, look at the totality. Our job here, and if I'm wrong, shoot me down now. Our job is to protect the lives and the health of all the people here, not just one or two. So if somebody is really out of sorts and you can't find a means by which you can get the person to go to sleep or quiet down or what, you need to have a method of dealing with that. Now, one of our members who some of you know very well, he pointed out that, yeah, the police, there are many of us in this group that don't like policemen. I mean, you're all, the policemen are the enemy. But he reminded me, because he's close to my age, of a bumper sticker that said, the next time you have a catastrophe, call a hippie. We used to have that during the 60s after I got out of service. And the facts of the matter are that I don't believe that it's true. Excuse me, I shouldn't say that. I would like to see the evidence that it's true, that the police are just looking to kick us out. I'd like to see that evidence. And I may be wrong, but glowworm? Glow lady. Oh, glow lady. I have senility. But anyway, glow lady and Zach are, as I understand, unless it's changed, you are responsible for the grounds. And I think that the police will react to the city council and whatever they've done, whatever they're told to do. But I don't think the police acting alone are looking to get rid of us just per se because they're bad and we're good. However, if somebody needs to be removed, they're the ones to do it. And I don't think that inserting people with I love you and singing Kumbaya when they are affected by inebriation, drugs, or severe mental illness, I don't think that's going to cut it. That's fine for over at Pritchard Park, but it's not fine here because of the safety of all of you. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm grateful that you took the time to talk to us. I'm grateful that you took the time. Actually, this is going to be handled like any other meeting. I'm thanking my elders for taking their time at 10 at night to come down, and I'd like to do that. Thank you very much, both of you, for your input in giving us your wisdom, your time, the middle of the night, and leaving a little tiny bit of a room open for a miracle that we can pull this shit off. Okay? Thank you for even having me host. I appreciate it. And whatever else you need said from there, you guys handle it however you want. But thank you.
One more thing, that is that, and I'm speaking for Asheville, if we really want this to work, then this space has to be safe for children.
Thank you.
No doubt about it.
So if this space is not safe for children, and I'm hearing it's not right now, then something has to drastically change immediately.
Wayne?
Yes, from what I've been here since day one, I think doing this one-on-one consultation where if someone is out of hand, if someone is out of hand, don't make it upon itself. What I call with you, because normally your word against his. If you got someone with you through.
I was brought to attention today that security will have a radio at all times on them. We got 2 radios that was bought today. They have to be charged for 16 hours. They are used for security purposes and security purposes only. On the other hand, back to the tent sitting right there, the tall tent, I will agree with this man, what he said, but actually I think they need to leave because he is a woman beater. Huh?
I would say
Exactly.
Yeah. She don't have to leave. I said he needs to leave.
I've already spoken to her, and she will not admit to any abuse, and that is
and then the youth person. But I did let her know that if she ever wanted to talk, that I am available. So we can't make any woman do anything that she wants.
May I ask a question about what these guys said to you guys? Can I ask a question about what they said and what you guys heard?
Sure.
Is that okay? What I'm hearing is that there needs to be a clear boundary. There's options of calling the police, and there's options of handling yourself in the same polarization. Like, my personal thing is if everybody can come to the same conclusion and everybody has the same message, that we can agree that whether you think the police are our friends or whether you think that they're our enemies, I would like to know that there's agreement amongst this group that they are the option of last resort, that it's good to handle it ourselves. Is that where we're all coming from?
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's on board with that. Is that cool?
For one, that there are people that at night are doing security or living lives, not even doing security, that basically they think that like two people were trying to have a conversation the other night, but not really fighting, and they know each other very well. They call each other brothers. And they weren't fighting. It was a conversation. We just needed to calm down. And instantly, I work on the people. Somebody grab a phone and call me. That started them actually.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to agree. Are we all on the same page that whether you like them or lump them or think they're God or the devil, that we would like to call them as the last resort? That's what I want. And it's effective. And I did it all by myself last night. If you're willing to say, this is unacceptable in this space, period, and everybody says it, and it's just that simple, then they move on.
And then, I can't think, that was a second ago, too. We have security that's very nice, that we need to really make sure that people that are going to be security are going to actually be able to because even during security, I'm still up throughout the night, most of the night. I was up 40, I didn't sleep on a shift last night. But I actually had to get involved in front of serious unrest because somebody needed to be assertive enough but not attacking. And I was able to be assertive enough to where I could say, hey, this is what's up, this needs to happen to me, you know. And so I was still in a position with not the people that were being prepared.
It's been confirmed by another member, reliable source, that this man was seen publicly punching this woman. So we know this guy's a liar, and he has done this. I just want to confirm it to everybody here. This guy there's no suspicion. There's no case of, get him checked. We know for a fact.
I know this for a fact.
Yeah, we know this for a fact. That's my first thing. Second thing, we need to have two people, he's an ex-military, we need to have two people on board for security in case something does happen. What was it over there?
No, right here.
And that's what he says, it's definitely the immediacy that I see. Someone's waiting. Somebody just talk.
Go ahead.
Conversation.
I don't understand why we're letting these people get to that point. It's like they're drinking from 5 in the evening until 11 o'clock at night. Why are we letting them drink that much liquor? I mean, it's pretty obvious, evident to me. I used to be in that place. I'm sure other people can too.
Yeah.
That's when it should be stopped. And they should be sent out or whatever, but don't let them get escalated to that point where they're so drunk that they can't deal with it.
I just want to say that in the interaction with this guy, I really feel uncomfortable. People in positions as security force or whatever you call it, carrying around clubs. It's fine if you want to do it on a personal level, but I feel if you're in a security position or if you're doing something to maintain security, you got a big old club in your hand. That's an implied threat. If you don't listen to me, if you threaten me, I'm a bash in the head. I don't really feel that follows nonviolent tendencies.
That's not okay.
First of all, I never carried a skull. No, I'm not saying you did. I ain't saying you did.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying everybody I see with tree limbs.
I really showed a incredible amount of patience to all of the 4 conversations before that.
Yeah, I never
It got out of hand. I made them call. I heard her cry for help, and I reacted. Now you want to take, anyone here wants to take that cat side over the victim, okay. I will do the same thing again. If I hear her cry for help, like that, I will react the way I did. No apology, no nothing.
I didn't say nothing about that. I said about tree limbs.
Same way that you handle the GA. There is a big difference between security and violence or non-violent. Security is security. You want everybody to be safe. Now, how are you going to do that unless you have a system and not some sort of a let us all agree?
I'm just saying, threatening to bash him with a tree limb ain't a good thing to do. I guess I want to take it back for a step. I donate my service anytime I'm here. I stay in that tent right there, and I believe that if you are working with the duty, you should know who stays and what stays.
Thank you.
What's going on, right? First things first. Roofs are good. Definitely not where I'm at. Definitely not sidewalks, and I definitely will not stay behind barriers. It's not going to happen. It's just, if you're going to occupy that street, build, and stop. So it's open. So I'm here. You need my help. I'm available. And I think we can make it happen. You should definitely get to know people. I mean, one thing I picked up on, be nice. Start with that. See how that works. And then go to the next step. But always grab somebody who's something great. Be nice. And if you see something, grab somebody and be nice.
Okay.
It was really effective and it was really very helpful without nothing last
I
night.
did today. We had people drinking. I got he took control of the situation. And I guarantee you that later, the people that he was talking to today at 5 o'clock when they bought their 24-pack of beer are going to be they're still over there drinking. That's what I'm saying. Why are we letting it go that way?
I think that's the agreement piece, that there needs to be a clear thing and people can agree to participate or not. I agree with what he said about knowing who's in what tent. We don't even know who's here. Somebody said, is there a head count? How do you get a head count? Do we even know who's here?
So real quick, where does everybody stay? I stay in that tent. Who's next?
I'll stay right up here in the very first tent.
We don't even know where anybody's
Let's
at.
just go this way. I stay right there. Now, where do you stay?
Wait, y'all got off track though.
Bird could be.
I got a suggestion. Stop.
Check it out. This is important.
Yeah, I'm right here. I have a green camouflage cloth hanging over my head. Right here on the other side of the table.
No.
This doesn't hurt.
No.
Yeah, we're going to it's like pointing over there.
I have a. Can I speak for a moment? I got a suggestion. Okay.
Great idea.
You got your 2 security guards. Okay. And they have a whistle of something that wake people up. Okay. And then our responsible people. I mean, I'm for real. I mean, if it doesn't work out, we always have the last resort where you get to the police. If anybody, I mean, you got to wake the camp up. If there's a serious disruption, we got to pull together to help each other.
Hi, Coleman.
Instead of trying to. Right.
Say something?
No, it's not a whistle, maybe, but anything, just some way to wake people up and say, But if you have a series of protocols, well, I'm not cutting you off, but
I think that we do need to have clear consequences. I think that
series
we
of
need
protocols,
to absolutely
steps that you.
listen on one level, which is
Hey.
what Josh is saying might be too loose, yes, for every night. But for tonight, I'd like to know where y'all fucking live.
So we got.
Personally, because I might need your help.
Some people aren't getting a chance to say what they want to say, so let's
Sorry,
open
brother.
up the floor. Anthony,
Yeah, I was in SAC, and then I had to go check up on something. The police have said tonight that they are not bouncers, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
They're going to come down if there's an assault and we call them. This is my feeling on it. If we call the police, what are the police going to do? They're going to restrain somebody. If they're met with violence, they're going to beat the crap out of them, tase them. They're going to use some sort of restraining method to put them down. So, if we're not willing to do that ourselves, and we pass the buck along to the police, that's not nonviolence.
If we're not willing to beat someone down ourselves.
If we farm our security work out to the cops, it's not nonviolence, it's passing the buck. It's passive aggressive.
I was concerned when you made the loop to like.
Okay.
Never mind.
We'll talk after.
The softball part.
That if we have a problem with anyone, we come together as a group.
Exactly.
I will the permit, I will be a bitch, and I will tell them that they do have to leave. It is group consensus. I have no problem.
Now what if they don't leave?
I have an
How do
idea.
we
Let's get lots of duct tape and a crew from duct tape.
Thank you! I like that one.
Okay. Embarrass the hell out of them and pick on them for a few days.
I like
Get
that.
some duct tape.
I really like that.
One point is maybe when people are acting screwed up is break out your cameras. A lot of people don't like doing stuff in front of them.
Yeah, videotape it.
Or if it's a blackout situation, there are people who think they don't know what they did at all, and it's always, oh, I'm sorry, I did that, I don't know what I did. Then they can have, look, this is what you did.
I ain't saying like break out the cameras to get into the piggies or not. I'm saying just to discourage their action.
So for tonight, we've come to the decision that we're going to come together as a group to discuss any major problems that we have. We have one major problem for tonight, as far as we all see, and that's the tall tent right here. We've asked him to leave, and he refuses to, and the police came and said that it's his right, that we can't actually physically escort him off our camping area without going against the law. So what do we want to do?
Why does he need to leave?
That's what the cops told us.
I have a comment. I am responsible for what happens here. If someone is here and threatens the safety of another person, I, as a citizen who has signed on that document, will go and say they are to be removed. This is not an open.
Okay, so can we get
Just wanted to follow up on something you were saying. I don't think I heard them say that we can't ask somebody to leave.
No, we can't ask them to leave, but we can't actually make them leave.
That's wrong.
Well, I think we can.
I actually
ways to do
I spoke with the police. I spoke with the police just moments ago, and what was told to me is that this is a public event. If something has happened, if there's someone disturbing what's going on, if there's any violence, drug use, anything that is, we can make a charge that happens here. What I understand is this person had done something somewhere else that someone had seen. If they were being disruptive here, we then can call the cops. And
This is funny. The level of specificity.
I'm sorry, I had idle laughter going on.
I think this speaks to holding ourselves accountable. Please, can we just, what's the problem with being accountable to what we've all agreed upon? We've all agreed. We've all agreed the agreements can be changed. I want to know what the consequences are when people are not abiding by the agreements they've made.
Tomorrow, they can move their tent. Tonight it's raining. We can be nice. Is that cool with everybody?
I'm not talking about one specific situation. Other people might be. I'm talking about in the case of all of us.
Safety tonight, but that's the only thing that threatens our safety.
So far.
So far. Oh, it gets rowdy later.
It does get rowdy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. What are the consequences? At what point do we handle it? How?
11 o'clock quiet time. If they don't like it, they can be on the merry. Right.
Me and Dennis were playing
push each other out of the way so we can protect each other against somebody that would seem very hostile trying to attack us. And we were trying to protect each other by
She's
pushing each
pregnant,
other out of the way.
and I'm really a pussy.
And
No.
so we can say that that's the rule is that it's 11 o'clock that people have to leave, or if they're disruptive. I mean, what are you going to give them? 10 chances? 2 chances? What are you going to do? 11 actually is pretty early for people to leave, but there's still, if there's some people that aren't extremely assertive, like if we had Holman, that's one thing. If we had John, that's another thing. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to see everybody's sleeping, and there's only 2 people that are doing security, and we're dealing with them, and they don't. Right. You know, we have to have certain people that are actually able to make them listen or talk to them, not forcibly do things. That me and her, I stayed up. I've been staying up a lot because I seem to be assertive enough to stand my ground, but still be respectful, so I get a little bit of answer. But there's a lot of people that seem to be extremely passive or over-aggressive, or just don't do the security job whatsoever.
In my experience, it's always good to have a policy between you and the person, so it's not me, I'm doing this. That's what I'm saying. We've got a giant cardboard policy.
Right.
That's the policy. We don't say, you offend me, so you go. We say, this is the policy, and they can get mad at the paper, and we can change the fucking paper later, so that they're not spitting blood on me. They can spit on the paper. And everybody needs to do it. I don't know what the problem is with having an agreement and having people accountable. You cannot participate if you're not going to participate by agreement.
Right.
That's what we're asking.
I respect.
Common ground. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
You can hold up a picket sign, you can sweep up. I mean, that's contributing.
I mean, I totally agree. I'm just saying if there's like a blackout drone situation and, you know, we don't want to call the cops because that just creates more problems, what do we do? What do we do about that fence over there? If we want to get rid of them or whatever. I don't know what the problem is, but what do we ultimately do with situations like this?
John?
This is not common ground. I disagree with this gentleman here. I don't believe that in this issue, this is common ground. This is a sanctuary ground, which is, first of all, from a legal point of view, the 2 people that signed that agreement have certain legal responsibilities, or they wouldn't be signing any agreement. This is not common ground, and to treat this as business as usual, in my judgment, I realize I'm only one person, is not sound thinking. You have got to establish it needs to be on this ground for all these people a safety for everyone, and to treat it as though it's, you know, we're some kind of kumbaya situation. I don't agree with that. I think what you need to do is you should appoint, and Zach, wherever he is, you should appoint a security chief, if you will, and I know you don't like that term, I'm going to use my term, then you call it what you like. A security chief who has a couple of people working with him or her to set up a schedule, a roster, if you will, of who is going to work, who is responsible, and then let's talk to Sarah. And Sarah's got some ways of dealing with people. Let her talk to those people. But you need to establish responsibility for folks. Yeah. This is not a game one. You've got to have, otherwise you're going to have the kind of problems that you've been talking about.
You can't have respect, brother.
Absolutely.
You don't have respect for this place, or you don't have respect for yourself, then you got the time to go right then and there.
Absolutely.
No 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And the other,
second chance, third time, go. That's my opinion.
I agree with you. The other piece is it not true, or at least last night it was true when I was here working, that we don't have alcohol on this ground, and
right.
we don't have drugs on this ground,
right.
and if you see it, When you see it, you have got to say to the person, I know you're not going to agree with me, but you've got to say to that person or persons, you have a choice. You can pour it out here and go on to bed, or you got to leave here. Because you're talking about something a little different than what you're talking about at Lexington Park, in my opinion. And my goal is to see the safety of every man, woman, and child. Because you've talked about children.
I had a meeting tonight, and that's the thing, okay? I know people are going to get pissed off because I've got a loud mouth and I'm trying to control or anything else.
I can't hear well anyway. Go ahead.
That can happen, and I'm sorry if I don't have the personal skill set that goes with GA or anything else. That's why I said I'm not doing it like that meeting, okay? Because that didn't work last night when we needed it in the moment. And we need to, get something, and it can change. Everything can change. We can do it differently, but we have, can I just tell you one thing? The Celtic people won the wars in the bog, okay? You can't memorize the bog. Because they picked the tree, okay? We're lost. We're lost. It's out of control, and all I'm saying is can we pick a tree? And then we'll know that tree, we can try it out, and if it doesn't work, we can back off and go to a different one. But we don't change horses in the middle.
Right.
We get to that tree. We try something. What we did the other night, had a meeting, tried it, didn't work.
Do you basically agree with the notion that every person that's living on this program has responsibility for security?
Yes.
Unless they are sick, or unless they are pregnant, or unless they are unable, whatever. I personally think that you and Zach ought to be basically setting a roster of everyone and talking to people. Anyone who's just using this place without being willing to put some blood and sweat into it.
It's participatory. This is a participatory occupation, not an observatory
That's
thing.
my point.
And if everybody's participating, we'll get there. And that's the thing. I think that we're in agreement that there has to be consequences, period, and a boundary somewhere. We can change later, but we have to set one and be willing to keep it.
Let me make another point. You see, you got a whole bunch of people out there. They live here. There is no, in my judgment, and there's no excuse for anybody to be away from this meeting.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
This is not kumbaya. That's the only word I know. This is.
We call it unicorn horns.
I'm just saying that this is not the kind of meeting where, hey, whatever feels good, do it. This is a lot different than that in my judgment and in the judgment of the president.
It's a criminal act for me to have my child here.
It's a community, y'all.
When those police came, I had to
everybody
meet
should
with
be
my child. They
communicating,
have every
especially.
right to take my child for having them here in an unsafe situation, which means that women and children cannot participate in this occupation.
I disagree, though. Why, though? I disagree, but why would they? Why would?
If there's violence, alcohol, drugs, and filth, it is not a safe place for child. Period. And they have every legal right to take my child. And I might even say they would be right to do it. It's not appropriate. I can't bring my child here. Children are not safe.
I feel like it's away.
We have people here who've had their
I
children.
understand how the law works. I've been there on the street.
Because the situation is
This security. I want to hear it too. Just in case my mistake.
I've got Lyme disease for pretty weak right now. I think the initial failure happened when we set this up. This is an event, most of this occupation are people that are not a part of Occupy Asheville. Most of these tents were donated for people that were part of Occupy Asheville.
Right, exactly.
We need 24-hour security, and there needs to be a gate check. If you come into this place, you get issued a tent, you sign an agreement, you read the rules, you're like, okay, I'll abide by this. If I break these things, then I'm going to get the hell out. But just throwing tents in a pile and letting any random person come up and set up shop, that's why we have this right now. Okay, seriously.
That's pretty
late.
Security. The rules are for everybody. They're not just for
In that,
you guys. ridiculous.
The committee could be established as like, hey, what do you like to do? What can you bring to this? So that we can get to know you and
You network.
Mary, Mary brings people in and it welcomes anybody and helps and talks to the people or people who call those people as a human being, and then she figures out what artistic talents they really do have, like making a freaking awesome fucking dream catcher or killing out that contributes to the whole of the.
Another thing that might be a solution. We need to clean this place up. If you have tents in the same spot, it's going to get nasty.
Yeah.
Most of these tents are part of the movement people are following. Right? So we have a cleanup day, pack them all up, clean them out, wash the tent, sweep it up, and then put a welcoming committee. And then once they come back in, they sign the agreement, they get issued a tent, we set them up, we do the rosters, like, that's how you get it done. We can do that, it's our event. We can have a list of guidelines. If we make some rules,
there are agreements that are already in place.
The agreement's already in place, so that's
The agreements are in place that the whole group of Occupy Asheville has agreed to. And if they need to change, they need to change. But if we can't hold the agreements we have, that's what I'm saying. Those are our trees. That's what we get to, and that's how you memorize your territory. You get to that tree, and then you know that tree, and you can find another one, and then you know that tree and that tree.
So
I think
our
admitting
tree
we're lost is
tree.
really important.
What he just said is the tree that we're aiming for.
that's the tree that might work.
He's off by then.
Me and a couple other people today spent 4 hours. We swept this entire parking lot down around personally around every single tent. I don't want dirt getting into people's tents.
Yep.
I don't want to have to break. I brought a lot of I brought my own stuff. Okay. I don't want to have to spend 2 hours breaking all my stuff down. I mean, I keep my space clean. Okay, and I volunteered to try and keep this place as clean as possible with a couple other people. I don't think we need to break everything down. There's got to be a better way.
I think the agreements need to be kept. And just ask, are you agreeing?
Correct, yeah.
What is your
Correct.
purpose?
That's
Do you agree? And then say, if you don't, feel free to camp in a bush where you were before you got here.
Can we have another meeting tomorrow? Because John had just looked over the agreements and he thinks that they should be a little bit more detailed. So if we could have, I don't know, tomorrow during the day.
I don't know about the agreement. You mean our guideline, our agreement? That was a freaking effort and a half.
It took a long, long, long time to come to them.
Well, then explain.
That's the only thing that people could possibly agree on so far.
Well, there again, that's what he was saying is that's the general agreement at the GA, but that is not pertaining to us.
That's
that
true.
We as campers should have a little bit more particulars in
It's
there.
your own thing. It's a different thing. It's your own thing. It's like you have different camps, and this is our,
We're trying to run a
Park
snack.
movie is its own movie. Sorry, this is its own movie.
Sorry, Sarah, you're up.
Sorry, I just remember I really fucked up No, okay, so we can all agree on this. I think we all know that we do need to make guidelines and rules. Understanding this is we've all talked this, I think. What time we all going to see, how do we participate? We need a welcoming committee so when a new person comes in, that person's aware and they sign something, that person, everything really should go. It's just like we work group, and we help people and doesn't mean that's the only. If you can't do this, you leave. So we can talk in the morning, welcome, we love you, like your name, and then in the morning later, but that's great, cool. But the biggest problem that I'm seeing is that we don't have enough numbers of responsible people that are willing to be here, to participate, and be part of this group. Like during the day, everybody's completely gone, and it just goes psycho, and all this shit's going everywhere. It's nuts. Or at night, nobody wants to be responsible enough. I mean, there's a lot of people that go to General Assembly, and there's a lot of us really cool kids like Caleb and Andy and all this stuff that are great, but none of them come here at night to help us out. And they got like skills. They've got like this kind of skills, all these coordinating skills and shit that could really help, but they're not here.
Ed hasn't spoken at all, and he's been keeping things really safe. I don't know if anybody else wants to hear what he has to say.
I think because a lot of the rules have been placed down by General Assembly, and what we need to do is like everybody camps in every house, form up together, and literally have like one person go down to the GA or a group of us or however go down, and just tell them this is where we're at, this is what we're doing, end of story. That way there's no debate about it. Completely, because we don't need any outsiders that are not camping out here, out here, that is not, a family out here that's putting their lives on the line out here, to make, rules and claim for what we're doing out here. Because this is us. This is our safety. It's not theirs. It's ours.
And they were invited tonight at GA to please come up with something, and it completely ignored it. So I say we give them something.
Now, anybody that comes into this and everything else, we should get set down and down that whoever's out here doing whatever that is not appropriate to the rules, and we all should all sit down one day and literally for a full day and make out these rules all together. Yeah, but all together though, you know what I mean? As a whole, as a family. Because right now we're all getting stripes. I mean, people are doing this she said bullshit, which is a song, which honestly, and going behind each other's back and fucking talking shit, and then all of a sudden you get stripes coming up, and now you got a problem. Sit down, talk to the brother or the sister. You know what I mean? Instead of going around talking, I'm gonna talk shit about Naomi. I'm gonna go fucking talk about half the people over here, and then all of a sudden this build up about Naomi and everything else, and it's unnecessary. You know what I mean? So go to the problem, deal with it, get it done. We'll move on.
You guys are gonna hate me. Let's take exactly. We're gonna take another step back, and we're all gonna go stand by our tent.
We really do need to know where each other live.
Let's take a break.
That's really
take a break
smart.
and go
That's
see where we stay.
That's a good idea. I dig it.
Take a look around, see where people
Hey, hold on. Hey, I'll let Captain hear what
I think we have something very important as an item that we haven't covered yet. I just want to see it covered. Who's going to actually be, up tonight doing security? We need everybody. We need to have to figure it out for, 2-hour shifts, 2 people on each of the 2-hour shifts. Or 4-hour shifts, 2 people. So, I know me, Anthony, you, who else? 4. Okay. 1. We need strong, able-bodied people to be on these shifts for tonight. Strong, able-bodied people. I'm sorry.
You can wake other people up.
We have a lot of people that are actually that figure, and everybody needs to wake up. The thing is, when you wake somebody up that's not strong, that they are not scared.
When I don't wake up, security.
That's why we need to know where everybody's sitting.
Thank you.
And next step,
let's put your own on the front line.
Hey, you're staying here. Stand by your stand. Everybody. Take a look around. Take a look around. Everybody goes, look, hey, there's right here. Anybody not at their tent?
Everybody's there. All right. There's a bunch of people over there. I don't know if they heard you.
I don't have
Is everybody pretty familiar with who is at what tent?
Is everybody familiar with who is on the tent?
Does anybody want to play kickball?
Let's figure out hours. Do that right now.
Did y'all round up enough people for the night, you think? Did you have 4 of them?
Do what you want to do. Come on back. We're going to set some more things up. Make this happen.
Where I am,
Let's make it quick, because I got stuff to do.
you need to work
Every day. Daily safety first, you know, like that's our foundation. Not mine. I know. I don't own that. You don't get vaccinated.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, so that's happening over there. But you have to do is get a special going out of purgatory, and I feel like nothing else can come out of there.